What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a super blessed day, and welcome back to Sharpe Sports. And we got some Alabama recruiting news for y'all, and y'all are not gonna want to miss out on this. Kalen Deboer has a lot on his plate going into the 2024-2025 season, and you know, because of all the player turnover at Alabama this past season, I don't think that people are expecting this Nick Saban level of performance for Kalen Deboer in his first year at Bama. But one area that Kalen Deboer could show up and show out is to keep Alabama dominating the recruiting scene. And today we're going to be taking a look at 3 recruits that could mark the great start for a 2025 Alabama recruiting class. All 3 of the players that we're going to be taking a look at are heavily linked with Alabama and could be signing in the next couple of days. So all my Bama fans, sit back and relax, and let's take a look at these 3 recruits that are being heavily linked with the Alabama Crimson Tide by all the major recruiting experts. And I want you guys to comment down below, after watching all 3 of these guys, who do you guys want the most out of these 3? Comment that down below. Enough's been said, let's go straight into their highlights. 3, 2, 1. So the first player that we're going to be taking a look at is 3-star linebacker Luke Metz out of Mill Creek High School. Now, the last player that you guys got from Mill Creek High School happened to be Caleb Downs. So if my guy Luke could be anything like Caleb Downs was, I think that you guys are going to have someone. He is 6'3", 220 pounds. As you can see, he does a phenomenal job of being a great run supporting linebacker. He has no problems crashing the line of scrimmage and making sure that he's meeting running backs at the line and not letting any player come to him. Again, look at him crashing the line and meeting the guys there at the line with some force. I love these type of linebackers, the guys that are constantly playing downhill, but they play under control. They're not playing with their hair on fire, they're not playing all loose and like a wild cannon, but they're aggressive, they're constantly attacking the line of scrimmage, and they're making sure that they're putting themselves in the best possible position. I mean, just look at this play right here. This is a phenomenal job of, he plays through, he's getting ready to engage in this block. He's gonna run straight through this guy, but he doesn't want any smoke, goes around, and then ends up causing a forced fumble on the play. Like, this guy, Luke Metz, I like his game a lot. For a 3-star linebacker, he's playing exceptionally well. And Mill Creek High School is one of the best teams in the state of Georgia. So you already know this kid, he's probably closer to a 4-star recruit. You know, just sometimes kids don't get recruited or ranked accurately is more so the better word I'm trying to say. But yeah, Luke Metz, 6'3", 220 pounds. That's a perfect size for a nice speedy outside linebacker. And he's got some wheels too. Okay, he's got a little bit of closing speed to his game as well. I mean, again, just look at him. Yeah, this kid is going to be something special for Alabama if he decides to go to Bama. Like, his play style, I mean, he's just a big physical kid. I mean, he's constantly has no problem running through a block. He's going to be constantly moving downfield. Luke Metz is gonna be he's the truth out here. I mean, just set him down. Where you going? Yay, you better bring your lunch next time. Next up, Bama is linked with 4-star wide receiver coming out of the Woodlands High School in Texas. This is Quanell X Farakhan Jr. Just jumping the first time, that was a phenomenal throw by the quarterback, and then just a great job of outrunning the secondary by Quanell. This kid is 6 foot, 170 pounds, and he is quick. He is a shifty wide receiver. You can already see the speed and that elusiveness that he's got to his game. He's got those short, choppy steps where he can really just great change of direction. Rocking number 0 is always so cold. Like, number 0 is the same thing as wearing number 1. Oof, no, ankles, yup, get him up off you, and then just hit that sideline and let's go. Yeah, Quanell, this kid's gonna be something special. So right now it looks like he's in a recruiting battle between Penn State and Alabama. So he's a kid from Texas, so there's not really a state bias besides maybe trying to stay in the South. Just body him all the way up and then go and get you a pick. This kid Quanell, he's something special out here. I can see him playing perfectly in the slot. I don't see his game translating extremely well at outside wide receiver, like being an extra Z. But I think if you throw him in the slot, I think that you could really have him be something special. Like have him, you know, jet sweeps, a bunch of just out routes. What am I looking for? A little swing passes, something to get the ball in his hands quick and getting him out in space where he can make a guy miss. Like, that's where I could really see Quanell's game taking a great step forward for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Real quick, if Quanell, if you ever do watch this, I would say the only thing that you should do differently on this route is just attack a little bit more. Instead of trying to make these moves with 3 yards of space, do this with 1 or 2 yards. And especially if you know that you're going to be running a fade, I would have taken a huge first step outwards, maybe even gotten across to the other side of the hash, and then faked hard going inside, like you're about to run like this super hard slant, just so you can get the corner's hips opened up to the inside, and then you can break out and hit your fade to the corner, because it looks like it's just like a little stop underneath. Yeah, like this play is going to you all day, every day. So take your time. You got the speed to really develop this. Like this route felt a little bit rushed. I think that at the next level, this will kind of get clamped up. I think that you could do a much better job of creating separation if you just are a little bit more patient with that release right there. Oh, and last but certainly not least, the Alabama Crimson Tide are linked with the 3rd best linebacker in the class of 2025, coming out of Dodge County High School in the great state of Georgia. This is Derell Johnson. He is 6'1", 200 pounds, and like I said, he is the 3rd best linebacker in the class of 2025. As you can see, the name of his game is Speed. S-P-E-E-D. This kid has got some wheels at linebacker. 6'1", 200 pounds, and he runs. He plays like a running back, but he's got that great physical build to be a great linebacker. I mean, you see how quickly he's able just to close on people. Look where you going? And then he's got that pop to his hands too. You can see it. Closing down, just phenomenal job. That's a great open field tackle right there. Those are the tackles that you might look at that on a highlight film and be like, oh, I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Those are the tackles that you need to make routinely. So seeing him being able to make that clear open field tackle is great. There it is, a nice block. All right, so those are the 3 players that are being linked right now with Alabama. A lot of the top major recruiting analysts are projecting these 3 players to be going to Alabama and signing here in the next couple of days to maybe the next couple of weeks. Again, we're still very early on in the 2025 recruiting cycle, but these recruiting analysts, they do not put out their official predictions, their crystal ball predictions, until they have some information from some type of insider source that Alabama's going to be the school, and all 3 of these guys have had Alabama be the school that they're linked with. I want you guys to comment down below, out of the 3 players that we just took a look at, who are you guys most excited about? For me, I would not have said this when I was making this video. When I was preparing it, I was like, oh, okay, Alabama got a 3-star linebacker, or they're looking at a 3-star linebacker. Okay. Luke Metz was by far and away the best player that we just took a look at out of all 3 of these guys, and we compared him to another linebacker. I'm taking Luke Metz over Derell Johnson. I'm just saying, Derell, don't get me wrong, phenomenal recruit. 6'3", 220. I feel like they both move the same. I'm just getting a bigger linebacker who has more of a downhill play style, which is what I would be looking for, and he can play out in space as well. I think that Luke Metz is going to be the best out of all 3 of these guys. If Alabama lands him, I can see him bumping up to a 4-star recruit, because you know that Alabama, once he gets committed, goes to a couple more camps, okay, now we'll start to bump him up. I think as a 3-star recruit, he is heavily underranked right now. I think he could very easily be a top 15 or a top 10 linebacker in the class of 2025 with just the play that I saw in that little 2-minute segment. That's how good I think that Luke Metz is. But I want to hear from y'all. Comment your thoughts down below. Leave this video a like and hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications. We cover a ton of Alabama recruiting news. The second that something happens with Alabama, we're going to be dropping a video letting you know about it, letting you know about official visits, letting you know about crystal ball predictions. Anything that has to do with Alabama football, we will keep you up to date with it around here. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications. I love and appreciate all y'all. If nobody has told you this today, you are special and you matter. Never forget that. With all that being said, know that Jesus Christ he died for each and every single last one of us. Never forget that. If you're ever feeling like if you ever don't know the purpose of your life, if you're ever feeling lost, if you never know what the next step is that you're supposed to take, it doesn't matter if you've never spoken to Jesus. It doesn't matter if you grew up in the church. It doesn't matter if you grew up in a different religion. Know that you can always call upon Jesus Christ. He's always been right there with you. when you thought that you were far away from Jesus, you were never far away from Jesus. Jesus was right there with you. You just weren't acknowledging him. Always remember that you are never alone in this world. You always have Jesus Christ, who is right there, your best friend. He's always been there through you with everything. Always remember that. Love and appreciate all y'all. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.